first off, and I may run, what comes out of my mouth might not be something that's welcome by all of my particular persuasion, but I am a believer that when you do the crime, you do the time. There are responsibilities that come along for when you do things that you break the law. Where I have concerns and where I believe the NAACP has concerns is where we see where there is clear bias in how people are treated and how they are sentenced. And there are cases, multiple cases, some right here in our local county, where we will see a minority and a non-minority charged with very similar acts, but the sentencing for the minority is much more draconian than it is for the non-minority person. That's where I have problems. On the larger scene about the war on drugs, there is a great deal of additional understanding that is coming into place that many times the hammer is not necessarily the right approach. And one thing that I will say about the state of Georgia is that it leads the nation when it comes to criminal justice reform. Georgia actually is the example state that other states are looking to when it comes to how you reform criminal justice. Georgia didn't do this just because they wanted to do something nice. Georgia did it because of money, okay? In fact, I recall reading a recent study, I think it came out of California, where the average cost to inter a prisoner in the prison system in California, I think it was some crazy number, like $85,000 a year.
And they're barely giving them a quarter off.
But when you look at that as a society, is it really sensible to spend $80,000, $100,000 a year to lock somebody up for decades, year after year after year? Or does it make more sense to spend $30,000 a year up front to ensure that that young man or that young woman goes to school and gets a free education in a trade or a field where they can then become a productive
citizen,
tax-paying member of society?
Right. That's right.
No young person sets out with the goal of being a hood.
No.
A lot of people do things out of necessity because they have no choice. There's much more recognition today than there was in the past that it is foolish to continue to lock people up and throw away the key. And then when they get out, they're not prepared to do anything but what?
Do the same thing they did to go back in.
To the crime that got them into.
Because it's stability.
It's debilitating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's hope. Look, I'm the glass half full kind of a person. I'm not the glass is half empty. It's half full. There's always opportunity for progress, and as long as we keep striving to do that, we'll be doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And see, with that in mind, what I hate is a school to prison pipeline. Because I see they starting with us from young in regards to trying to label us as ADHD, certain things. When this kid don't have no issue, the kid just probably don't have, his father's not at home to kind of put that discipline in him. I'm wondering how come the government can't take their time, or the school officials. I don't know. It's not like when I was coming up, at least teachers were more inclined to work with your parents because they know your parents working hard. They're doing their 9 to 5, and they probably got another job, and they would assist your parent in disciplining you. But now it's even harder. Like, I look at my kids, I tell them, you got it good compared to when I was coming up. you got it good.
Well, you're striking on all of the key personal points with me because my wife is a school teacher by profession. Teachers have a tough road to hoe nowadays. They cannot take on all the responsibilities that you need to see coming from parenting. Again, some of these homes, they're single parent homes, they're broken homes. They're not getting those skills and those tools that they need to be able to bring their children up the right way. And you wind up with kids coming into the school system. They're not intentionally bad kids, they just don't have the right upbringing. I'm gonna bring it right back around to voting again, where if you put leaders in place that understand that there's a problem when it comes to the school to prison pipeline, and I'm happy to say that here in Fayette County we do have some leaders like that that do understand there is that problem, then you will have an effective, interactive element that takes place between law enforcement, between the school system, and between organizations like the NAACP, where we get together and we address concerns that we have. Where it begins, again, there are problems here, we're not perfect, where you see where school children in one particular section of the county do something and they get waived off, and it's no problem. And a kid in another section of the county does something less of a problem, and all of a sudden they're hauled into jail. Well, that's a problem. If you don't say something about it, and you don't have people that are in place that are willing to listen and say, yep, that's a problem, then you're part of the problem yourself.
That's right, you let it go.
Yeah, but fortunately here, that's not what we're doing. We do have a group, inter-organizational group that meets on a quarterly or biannual basis where we bring these issues of concern that we have to the table and we talk about what we can do to effect change.
And Mr. Williamson, what inspired you growing up to become the man you are, to put yourself into activism? Because I look at anybody who's associated with NAACP and these other organizations, I call you an activist because you're fighting for the cause of the black man and the black woman.
Well, actually, I will correct you.
Okay.
I'm not fighting for the cause of the black man and the black woman.
Equality.
I'm fighting for the cause of any man and any woman to be equally treated, equally respected, and be handled humanely the same way that I would want to be.
That's right.
When I grew up in 4 different times.
Okay.
We were just getting through integration efforts where schools that formerly were all white and all black were all of a sudden efforts were made to integrate them. There was a lot of backlash, a lot of uproar that was going on. I grew up in that environment.
How was it for you in those days?
It was ugly. It was very ugly. In fact, when I was introduced to white people, the only thing that I knew about them was certain derogatory terms. And I'm sure that was the only thing that they knew about
us.
Yeah.
And when I went into elementary school, I was so shocked that I developed a severe speech impediment, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk without stuttering. I would sing a song just trying to say a simple sentence. And that speech impediment stayed with me through the 10th grade of high school. And what that did is during that time when I was in school, if you had a speech impediment, that made you the object of ridicule. So there was a lot of people on both sides that just poured it on me, and I had to deal with that. I got beyond it. But I think that it left a lasting impact on me to make me into the person that I am today, where I try to find goodness in the heart of everybody. And I can work with anybody. You can be the most racial person that you have out there. I'm going to find some element where we have common ground and start building from that point going forward.
That's
and
what you're supposed to do.
eventually, I hope to change your heart.
Right.
Well, you know, I'm thinking about attending your workshop for ex-cons in regards to helping them get their vote back. Because I know it starts locally, but, you know, I say to myself, you know, I did the time. You know, what's the point of even trying? Because I don't think, you know, I mean, they're going to give me too much of that, so I don't want to deal with this. You know, I don't want to deal with this. And I keep falling back to the saying that does my vote really count in America?
Your vote counts heavily, and
Mhm.
it's not so much for you, but you need to do something for the next generation, for those that are coming after you.
Your own
To
children.
make sure that if how you were dealt with was not the best way, then you want to make sure the next time somebody else comes along, maybe they'll get it a little bit better.
That's right.
So you try to leave some legacy behind on this earth. We all have a very limited time frame that we're going to be here. It really doesn't matter so much what you do during your time that you're here. What matters is what impact you have left behind
Hmm.
that will live after you and I are long gone.
That's right. That's
So how would you say, being the diplomatic man that you are, how would you say that's carried you along in life? You know, with everything that you, because I can only imagine you witness a lot of things on this earth. You know, the good and the bad.
I would say that it has served me well. It allowed me to have compassion for my fellow man. It allowed me to have more of an open heart to try to put myself in the shoes of somebody else. You mentioned that you've been following what's been going on the debate about the mural
In Tyrone.
in Tyrone. I recently authored a letter to the editor where I tried to share with people of the Caucasian persuasion to help them to understand what we as a black people see when we see things like Confederate flags and such, where on their side they may see, oh, well, this was my forefather and he was a great general or a great major and he was just doing this thing trying to protect his property. What we see is we see slavery.
Yeah.
We see our people being whipped and hobbled and maimed and lynched and shot. Okay, that's what we see.
Mhm.
So when they see this little quaint picture that they have in the town council, they're not looking at it from our perspective.
You don't.
And I think that the onus is on us to help them to understand what we see, what our perception is, and conversely, understand what they are thinking at the same time. And maybe somewhere along the way, we can meet in the middle
Come to a
and reach
resolution.
some happy consensus where, okay, you want to have that there, then you put something up that shows what we as a people went through at the same time.
Mm.
And Mr. Williamson, you know, I must say the gems, I've picked up a lot of gems in this interview. And what is one last thing? What would you want to tell people of your hue, all black people all throughout the world, in regards to the situations we face, the adversity we face on a daily basis, from the day we come out our mother's womb to the day we leave this earth? What would you like to tell the people who come behind you, like me, people like me of my generation that's coming behind me?
Well, the main thing that I would say, and that's a pretty
Broad.
heavy question that you threw out there.
Okay.
But I would say that many times it's easy to throw your hands up in frustration by looking at the scope and the immensity of the problems that we deal with. And I would say that that is the wrong attitude to take. What you really need to be looking at is what you can influence within your sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if in your sphere of influence, the people you know, the network that you have, if you can do one thing today that helps somebody else, then you ought to do that. Okay? And if every person took that same attitude
Mm-hmm.
and you just kept repeating it on a continual basis, we would live in a much different world, a much different society, a much different environment. Now, I would also be remiss if I didn't also know that in many ways to get anything done, like the workshop we were talking about, you have to have resources to get it done. People have the mistake that the NAACP is this big, broadly funded, rich organization that has endless resources to get things done. It is not. It is an all-volunteer organization. And what we depend on is the very limited amount of funds that we can raise to do things, to reach out to kids, to interact in the educational system, to go out and do things like voter registration, voter education. Here in Fayette County, we have one single fundraising event that we do, and it's called the Freedom Fund Banquet. It takes place once a year. Our current one is taking place October the 28th. There are tickets that we have that we're offering. It's 300 seats. The tickets are $100. That is the only fundraising vehicle that we have to raise funds to do all of the things that we're trying to do in this community.
I'll be supporting the
So
cause.
I would encourage folks to go to our website, check that out, get those tickets, and understand that we're trying to help you help yourself.
I'll be there because I
Okay.
have to. Because I'm for my people, by my people, and you know, I would love to see. I would love to be in a world where, you know, where there's respect for us, where there's love for us. Like, you don't cross the street when you see me walking the street. You know, you're not afraid of me because of my skin hue, because of how big I am, or how, you know, you don't judge me by the book of my cover, but you know, you just come and, you know, have a pleasant conversation with me and see I'm not what you think I am, you know. So, you know, it's rough growing up in this society, especially knowing I'm coming from a foreign land and coming to, you know, to a new world, and I've been here pretty much a good portion of my life, you know, a vast portion of my life, and, you know, picking up, it's not only my culture, I picked up on the American culture as well. And being a black man, as a father, as a, you know, a black man, young black man, you know, it's rough. You know, it's rough. But you know what? I say to myself, God gave me another chance because I'm alive. So what am I going to do with this day? I'm going to do the best I can with this day to do, you know, to make it right. My thing is, I don't want to leave a burden for my kids. I want to leave a legacy. So at least they know when I pass, they can say, when somebody walk up to me, your dad was a good man. He did what he could. You know, it's not somebody spitting on my name or, you know, cursing my name, but, you know, saying something pleasant about my name. So, you know, that's what I would like to see all my black people achieve black excellence. I truly believe in black excellence, you know, so I would love to uplift my fellow man and my fellow woman towards greatness.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure, Mr. Williamson.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Ms. Moore.